Alright, it is Saturday, December 21st, 2019 at 11:01 p.m. Alright, Merry Christmas, guys. I'm making this video early, a couple days before Christmas, but I'm just wishing everybody out there who watches my channel Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Alright, let's get into the news. HUD estimates a 2.7% rise in U.S. homelessness due to California housing crisis. Secretary Ben Carson said that if it weren't for the state's 16.4% increase in 2019, the U.S. would have experienced a decrease. An estimated annual homelessness in the U.S. released Friday by the federal government shows the number of people living on the streets increased 2.7% this year over the last because of the crisis-level housing issues in California. The nation's most populous state experienced a 16.4% increase in homelessness in 2019, the report of the Department of Housing and Urban Development said, even though voters approved the $4 billion affordable housing bond more than a year ago, and Los Angeles passed its own $1.2 billion housing bond in 2016. LA has been slow to spend its money on shelters because of neighborhood opposition, and the state's largest coastal cities have long experienced housing prices and rents that exceed the budgets of many families. In November, San Francisco voters approved $600 million in bonds for affordable housing. You know what the real problem is? And here is the kicker. It's happening in all states. The increase in cost of living. Once they keep increasing every year, they raise the prices of the rent and raise the prices of how much it costs to live anywhere. It's gonna keep happening. It's gonna be causing a lot of homelessness because people aren't able to afford anymore the apartments or the places that they're renting out to live. So that's the real kicker. If they stop the increase of how much it costs to live someplace, they would stop homelessness from happening. At least the majority of it. Alright, next. 14 horses found shot to death in Kentucky in heartbreaking mystery slaying. The local sheriff said it's heartbreaking that someone would gun down these beautiful animals. 14 horses were found shot to death in rural eastern Kentucky, leading to an investigation of who was responsible for what a sheriff called a heartbreaking slaying. A horse owner contacted authorities in Floyd County on Monday after finding one of his animals had been killed, before investigators found more slain colts, fillies, mares, and stallions the next day. Sheriff John Hunt told NBC News, in total 14 dead horses, 3 of them were pregnant, were found shot to death within the length of about 2 to 3 football fields, according to Hunt. It's heartbreaking, Hunt said. We're in a region where horses are still part of our daily life. We show them, we race them, we ride them back and forth every day. The area of Floyd County where the slain horses were found, about 200 miles east of America's most famous racetrack, Churchill's Downs in Louisville, is difficult to reach and can only be accessed by all-terrain vehicles, the sheriff said. It has been a site for a strip mining of coal, but there's been no mining there for years, according to Hunt, and at that time vegetation had been taking hold has made it a popular place for wild horses, elk, and other wildlife. It is illegal to hunt horses in Kentucky, and Hunt said he doesn't know or believe the killer or killers are trained hunters. To kill 14 of these beautiful horses just out there grazing is not hunting, Hunt said, as a hopeful reward of $20,000 might help the turning up of witnesses and clues. That's so sad that 14 horses were killed for no reason. Alright, next. New Jeffrey Epstein accusers speak alleged years of sexual abuse. So, nearly a dozen victims of Jeffrey Epstein have banded together in a new lawsuit filed in New York earlier this month, hoping that justice will be served despite the disgraced financier suicide earlier this year. I still don't believe that Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide. I believe he was murdered. But, that's my opinion. The 9 women claimed that they were sexually abused by the convicted pedophile, with one accuser saying she was just 13 when the abuse began. The allegations are the latest to come to light since Epstein's arrest in July. Fox News Investigate Unit and the story that recently sat down for an exclusive interview with two of the accusers as they recounted the repeated abuse and sexual assault they suffered within Epstein's world of sex trafficking. So this is pretty sad. I'm gonna leave the link below in the bottom of the video if you feel like reading more of this case. But it's so sad that even more sexual abuse victims are coming forward. All right. Next, two Carnival cruise ships collide in Cozumel, Mexico. At least 6 people injured. The cruise line said 6 guests with minor injuries had presented themselves to the Carnival Glory Medical Center for evaluation. Two Carnival cruise ships collided at the port of Cozumel, Mexico on Friday morning, causing damage to at least one of the ships and at least 6 reported injuries according to the company. Carnival Glory was maneuvering to dock when it made contact with Carnival Legend, which was already alongside, a spokesperson for the company wrote in an email statement. We are assessing the damage, but there are no issues that impact the seaworthiness of either ship. Initially, there were only one reported minor injury at a Carnival Glory guest that occurred when a group was being evacuated from the dining room of the ship's deck 3 and 4, but the cruise line said that since its preliminary evaluation, 6 guests with minor injuries had presented themselves to the Carnival Glory Medical Center for evaluation. Alright, so 6 injuries, and the ships are still seaworthy. As you see here, the ships crashing into each other as the one was trying to dock. Alright.
Here goes. Through the windows.
Alright, that's it for this video. Sorry for the noise. Hit like and subscribe for more, and see you guys next time. God bless.